Hi all, I'm Rajagopalan and today we will talk about the rapid functions in Excel. So rapid functions, what are rapid functions is rapid functions are the functions that are created by me during my free time and to ease out some of the complex works that we generally do in day-to-day Excel activities. Like we do many activities like finding the duplicates, matching the reversals and kind of things like that, right? So in order to automate all those things, I have designed some functions using lambda functions that is available in Excel. I have created custom functions. So today we will talk about like 20 such functions that I have created in my free time. So generally rapid functions, they start with equal to r underscore, but you will not get that in general. So you will have to first copy the rapid functions catalog. So there is a rapid functions lambda file, and from that file, you just have to copy the rapid functions catalog sheet to whichever file you want to use the functions. So I have created this function. I mean, I wanted to use this function in the sample file. So I'm just creating a copy. So once I create a copy, this file, this sheet, you can just hide this sheet if you don't want. So once you hide it, or if you don't want, you can leave it as is or you can hide. So all those functions will now be available. So in it, we have functions that starts with r underscore, and you have so many functions that are part of rapid functions package. So how to use this? Let's see. We'll first, like for example, if I want to find duplicates in this list. So I have a list of GL accounts and I want to find the duplicates in this GL. So you have to just type find duplicates and give the range. So once you give the range and you say what is it, like duplicates, you will find. So these are all the GL accounts which are actually coming up in multiple times. Like you can just see these things. So if you want to see what is the occurrence or how much time it has come up, you can just say, instead of multiple range, you can just say um, times add text. And if you want to show occurrence, you can just show occurrence equal to true. So this you say, oh, this GL is come up 2 times, this GL has come up 3 times, and this is the first occurrence, and this is the second occurrence, and this is the third occurrence. So you can find out occurrences like that as well. Or if you don't want occurrences, you can simply remove the last parameter. You will get how many times things have been duplicated. So this is just a simple function which will tell you the duplicates. The next function is matching the reversals. Like you have a set of amount and you want to match the reversals, like minus 12,685. You want to match it with plus 12,685, which is coming up here. So in order to do that, r underscore match reversals, select the range. Simple. So wherever it is like plus will match with the minus. So in case of duplicates, like for example, if you see 4145, negative 4145 is coming up 2 times, whereas it will match only once. It will not match the second time. Similarly, like you have two positives of 31,737, but only one negative. It will match only the one positive with one negative. It will not match both the positives. And if you don't want you don't want the text as reversals, you want something else, so match reversals, and you can just give whatever text you want. Like you want to give offsets, you can just say offset, so it will come as offsets. So this is the second function. Then we have the function called as calendar. So this is just like to display the calendar of any particular year or month. So you can select year and month. It will give you the calendar for that particular year and particular month, like if it is 3rd March or things like that. If you want, you can use it without header as well. So if you don't want a header, you just want the calendar only, you don't want the header, so you can just say include headers as false. If you want a calendar for the entire year, so you just give the year number alone, you will get the calendar for the whole of 2023. So like that, you can use this function. This is just a calendar function. This is value percentage and value proportion. So this is like if you want to find out what is the percentage of this each of the business. So you have a business, and if you have a margin associated with the each business, like profit, and you want to understand what is the percentage of profit, total profit is software, out is the total percentage of profit hardware is. So you can just say R underscore value proportion, value percentage, sorry, value percentage. And if you select this, it will give you, sorry, and if you want to ignore sign, you can ignore sign, but right now I'm not going to ignore sign. So it's false. So it will give you like minus 18,000 will still be minus 20.3%. 8,000 will still be 9.3%. And like say, for example, you have a cost like 20,000, there is a cost of 20,000 you want to allocate based on the margin percentage. So you can just say all underscore value proportion, split value is 20,000. So you want to split the 20,000 based on this proportion. So it will split the 20,000 based on the proportion of the margin. Okay. So this is like if it is negative, it'll negative. If it is positive, it will positive. Suppose you want to ignore the signage. You don't want the signage to be considered, like you want to consider this 18,893 also as positive. Like negative, ignore the negative and positive. Just consider negative as positive and positive as positive. Then you have to say ignore percentage as true. So you will get the percentage after ignoring the signage, and then you will have to say the same 20,000. You can just say ignore percentage as true. So the 20,000 will be allocated based considering 18,000 as positive 18,000. So that's the value percentage and proportion. This will be useful when you are, I mean, you are allocating cost to various businesses and things like that. Then you have compare functions. These are like comparing one data set with the other data set. So there are three sets of functions here. Like say, for example, I have a data set 1 and data set 2, and I want to see what documents are appearing in data set 1 and what documents are appearing in data set 2. How are they comparing? So I can just say compare range, and sorry, R underscore compare range, and this I have to compare this range. This is the range 1 and this is the range 2. So if I say that, so you can find out, okay, this document number, it's available in range 2 but not in range 1. This document number is available in both the ranges. This document number is available in this first range but not in the second range. Like that, it will give you the full list of what are all the document numbers or what are all the range, comparing both the data. This is just comparing the document number. Like suppose you want to compare the value. What is the value of each document number? Then you just have to use R underscore compare sum. So you have a key range 1 and value range 1 here, and you have key range 2 here and value range 2 here. So this will compare both the documents. What is the value of the document in range 1? What is the value of the document in range 2? And what is the difference? So now you know why there is a difference, why this range is giving you 4,01,000 and whereas this range is giving you 4,42,000. What is the 41,000 difference? The 41,000 difference is coming from this ranges. These are all the values. And the third signage is like lookup. So this is like same formula, but this will use lookup function instead of SUMIF. So can be used in case of any textual functions, but it is more or less the same function that you will get. It's the same thing. Okay. Then there is something called as compare values. like you have two sets of data, but unfortunately you don't have any common field to compare. Like the document numbers are not the same between two sets, whereas the amounts could match. There could be a matching amounts. Like for example, like if there is a 34058, there is a negative 34058 here. Okay. And there for 390403, there is a negative 39403 here. So like that, but you have to match based on just the amount. You don't want to match based on the value. Then you have field called compare value. So this is will have the output sequence. The output sequence is like if you want to match with data 1 with data 2, you have to press 1, range 1, comma range 2, and these are all matching. And here you just have to say r underscore compare value, but here you have to use range 2 because this is based on range 2. Output is based on range 2, not on range 1. So the output sequence is whether you want to get the output based on range 1 or based on range 2. That's the thing. So you get this match. So these are all the items that are matching between both the sets. So if you want to ignore the signage, it generally ignores the signage. Um, if you want to, like default is matching reverse signage. You don't want to match the reverse signage, you want to match the same signage, then you have to just say match reverse signage as false. But in this data set, there is nothing that could match with false set. So as a result, it is coming up blank. But if you want to match it with same signage, like 34 here, 34058 positive, 34058 positive here, then you can match it. Then the next function is running total. Running total is like you can get the total for every line. Like how you maintain your bank accounts, you will get the total for each and every line. So this like 5169 is a total of these two numbers. 9819 is a total of these three numbers. And 8140 is the total of four numbers, like that you will. Okay. Or classify is a like you, like say for example, you have some garbage text or you have some text, but you want to classify them. Like for example, you want voyage charter, Orient voyage and Dakota voyage, all those things are voyages. So you want to consider this voyage as one category, then you can just use as r underscore classify. So like for example, it will classify this range based on the range available here. Like wherever there is a text is off hire, it will put it as off hire. If the text is higher, it will put as higher charges. If it is voyage or VOY, it will put as voyage charges, or port, if it will put as port charges. Like that, it will just classify based on the available text. And if there is nothing coming up, it will put as NA. You don't want NA, like none of this text, none of the search term is available in this text. That's why it is putting as NA. If you don't want NA, you want some item, like some text to appear there, you can just give the default text as others and it will come up. Like commands. You can see it comes as NA, now it comes as others. Like you want to delete any lines, it will automatically take care. If you want to add, you can add. So this is classify. And then next is summary. Summary is like, let's say, for example, you want to summarize based on an item. Like, let's say I'm classifying this text based on this range. Okay. And now I want to summarize them. So I can just say R summary. What is the key range? The key range is this. The value range is this. It will give you a summary of what is the total for each of the category. You can just simply get it in one function, summary. Then summary D. This summary D is like you have rows as well as columns. Like say for example, I'm classifying again. I'm using the same function for you to understand. Okay. Now I want to prepare a summary. Like I want the business areas on the top and the category on the row wise. So our summary D, row key range is this. This is the row key, and column key range is the business area. And then I have a value range. Cost breakup, something like that. So you see what is breakup for business A, business area A with cost type as off fire. So you get that two-dimensional view of the same data. Okay. So if business area B, what is the higher charges or what is the others fire charges and port cost? So business area wise, you will get the same. So same thing with business area. Okay. Select columns. Select columns is like suppose like say for example you have a big set of data. Okay, like all the months of data you have, but like you are looking only for, you want to bring couple of columns together. So let's say for example, if I say r underscore select columns, and I give the range, okay, and I say pick up this column, this column, this column. Sorry, I'll have to use bracket. R underscore select columns. I'll give the range. Then I have to say open another bracket and say okay, pick up this column, this column, this column, and this column, like every quarter close. And if I just close it, you'll say just all the four columns only will be picked up. So if you want to use that, like the other way to use it is r underscore select columns. You can select the range. Only thing is that you have to, after selecting the columns, you have to open another bracket, select the columns, close it. Suppose if I change this from March to April, automatically April number will be picked up. Suppose if I change it to February, February number will be picked up. March number will be picked up automatically. So this is the way you can use select columns. Okay. Then get list. Get list is like functions where like suppose you have a data like this, like people give you their skill sets like comma. So IFRS, PPT, GAAP, Excel, and things like that. And you want to get a list of what are all the skill sets available in the entire pool. So you can just say r underscore get list. What is the delimiter? The delimiter is comma. What is the range data? And if there is any blank, I can remove blank. There is no blank, so I'm not using it. So this is the list. And you can see this list is not unique because you can see items coming up again and again, like PowerPoint. Somebody is using PowerPoint twice. Somebody is using accounting twice. So you can get a list like, so just press unique, array, sorry, r underscore get list. Sorry, comma. Then you have to give the range data, unique close. So you get a list of unique items. So this is like getting a list using a delimiter from the entire range. Okay. Then you have something called as rapid replace. So rapid replace, the problem, I mean, like sometimes you might have a data like this, like for example, people would be giving data like Excel. Somebody will type Excel as Excel. Somebody will type Excel as my MS Excel, like here. Somebody will type as Microsoft Excel, like here. So you might want to clean this up. You want to clean this data. You want to bring everything under one category. So you will just say, okay, this is the search term. The search term I have gathered using, if you see, the gathered using the unique and get list function. So I got the list of all the skill sets available, and I have given them a proper replacement. Like somebody given PPT, I want to put it as Microsoft PowerPoint, PowerPoint, MS PowerPoint, and like that. So I have just classified them based on that. So all I have to do is R underscore rapid replace old text, search term, and replace terms. That's it. So everything will, like for example, Excel will be replaced with Microsoft Excel, Gap will be replaced with IFRS Gap, PPT will be replaced with PowerPoint. So everything will be replaced with the necessary text. Okay. This is sort by placeholder. So for example, let's say you have, let's take this example. You have a list of all countries, sales. Okay. You want to sort this by country name, but you want like India and United States on the top, rest of the countries in the alphabetical order. Okay. It's like say you want to bring India and United States in the first, rest on the alphabetical order. So generally you can't do that by normal sort, but you have something called as sort by placeholder here, wherein you can just range to sort. Sort index is the first column I want to sort. Sort order range is this. So you can say India, United States, everything. But the challenge is like there is something called as others. But others is coming after Singapore. Singapore is coming after others. You don't want that. You want the others to be the last one. So what you can do is like you can say something called as placeholder. You can say others as last, but you have to give placeholder in between, which means this is where all the other items will come up. So once you give this, look, if you see this, the list gets automatically sorted. The others have come at the end. So you can see India is first, United States is second, rest of the items is according to third position. Others is after all the items, others come. You need not have to do this only for one range. You can do this for both the ranges. The data will come up for both the ranges. Sales will also get. So this is sort by placeholder. So this sort by placeholder, you can use it with other functions as well. Like for example, you have a cost category, like the similar cost category that we did, exercise that we did, R underscore classify. I'm classifying this based on this with default text as others. And when I say summary, I can just say R summary. This is a simple summary where you get everything. Sorry. Where you will get all the sales. But here you can see others is coming in between. You want this in the like first fire charges, then off fire, then everything else, then others. Then you can just use or sort by placeholder. Then either you can use that formula like or summary, key range, value range. So this is a summary. And then you can use the sort, which is like I want to sort the first column. Sort order range is here. Like it's like how you put one formula within another formula in Excel is the same way. So YH charges, off hire charges, then rest of the things, and then finally others. Then you have like unpivot function. This unpivot function is like you have data like December, March, June in this fashion. You want them to appear in the column. I will show you how it will appear. Then probably you will understand it more easily. So what I'm going to do is like R underscore unpivot. I'm going to select this range. Then you want to give the unpivot column headers. What are all the columns you want to unpivot? This you need to give in a separate bracket. All this is explained in the first sheet where you copy this, and unpivot column name is the month, value is the sales data. So if you give sales, so you will see product A East, December 199, March 112, June 142. So it will come in this fashion. Like the columns will be converted into rows. Like that, the data will be populated. This will be useful when you are loading the data into pivot tables, or when you are loading this data or using this for lookup or sum if functions and things like that. This will be very useful when if you unpivot the ranges. Then the last function is a random from the list. Like for example, you want to pick up a random data from a list of data. Like for example, you have close to 10%, like 22 persons, and you want to randomly assign the 5 products for them to test. Like you want to randomly assign the 5 products to test. So R underscore rand from list, comma 22. That's it. So each person will be assigned a random product from the list. So these are the 20 functions that are available in the rapid functions catalog 2.0. Right now we have 2.0 coming up. So we still have, I am planning to introduce some more functions in future. Probably once I introduce it, I will update this video and other things as well. So what this function does, each of the function does, a summary is available here, and a detail of what each function does is also provided, including each of the parameters, what is the parameter used for, whether it is an optional parameter or whether it is a required parameter. All those things are available in this list. And I have also provided sample for each of the functions, like how to use those functions, and what are all the ways we can make use of these functions. The samples are also provided in this Excel file itself, which I think you will be making use of. And these are like our normal Excel functions only. So you can make use of these functions like generally you do. Once you copy this sheet to the file that you want, all these functions will be available, and you can start using them as a general Excel function. So you can put in this function inside another function, or another function inside this function. All those things are possible, and the ranges and other things are also limited by the normal usage of your functions. So with that, thanks for listening. So this is the version 2 of rapid functions catalog, which I will be circulating. And please make use of this, and please provide me feedback in the comments. Thank you.